Here we are again. Okay, let me see here. Oh, I've got a new iPad, and what do you know? It's working wonderfully. Okay, so if you saw the title of this video, I said we are playing with new washi, and it's this brand new washi tape from Stampin' Up. Surprise, surprise. Thanks for stopping by my channel today, you guys. My name is Jana, and if you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and so that is what I'm going to be playing with today is Stampin' Up! Products. Okay, so like I said, we are going to play with this washi tape. So let's just get started with it. So I've got a pretty peacock card base here. And then I've got vanilla cardstock that we are playing with. So let me set that aside, but we're going to play with this washi tape first. So I've got a layer for the front of my card that is 4 by 5 1/4. And in case you're wondering how wide this washi is, it is 3 1/4 inches in width. But we are going to do some tearing. Gosh, I've been going since early this morning. I had to go get my blood drawn. Then it was grocery shopping day. I take my sister and we go grocery shopping, and then it was lunch with the car club ladies, and then I really had to rush because we got a little chitty chatty. I had to rush to get back here for my video, but I made it. Okay, so I believe it was Marilyn said, put a strip down the side of your card. And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. So that's what we're going to do. I'm looking to see where I need to tear it. So my opinion is to get it to sort of melt into your cardstock, a torn edge works better than a cut edge. That's what I have found. Oh, let me tell you how much you get on this roll. 10 yards, so you get a lot. All right, so here is, oh, and if you saw me show this in my haul, so it goes, the colors kind of change. So it, like this one's got this pretty, looks like strawberry slush colored flower here. And then when it carries on, the flowers change colors. All right, so I am going to just carefully tear this around the leaves and stuff here and sort of tear this in half. And when I say carefully, you know, it is washi and it is sticky, so it sticks to your fingers, so you really have to kind of go at it slowly and carefully. And decide where you want to tear. And what I'm doing today, I could go around this flower here, but I'm going to be covering it up. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just go around it this way because I'm going to be covering it up anyway. Or maybe, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go right down the middle with it and not worry that I am going through the leaves in this particular case. And you could do that for the whole length of it, but I just kind of wanted to preserve what I'm not using and not ruin it so that I can use it for other things. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing because it's sticking to my fingers. Come on now. I'm almost done. Almost done. Okay. I'm just going to stick this on something over here to the side. And now then, let's get this put down the side of this. And I'm going to pull it over since you can see right through it. You can see where everything is going. Let me bring my little silicone mat in here. And so there you can see that it just melts into the paper. And I just really love the torn edge as compared to a cut, because you can really see a cut line more than you can see the torn edge. And I'm just going to snip this off. Now, I'm going to snip the top and bottom off, and really I could just fold that over, and maybe that's what I'll do, because that's going to get glued to the front of my card base anyway. It's really pretty. I wish that they would have, and maybe they will in the future, come out with more designs than just this one roll, but maybe they're testing it to see how people like it. I don't know, but I have to say I like it. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so there is that. And then where'd my other little piece of vanilla go? Here it is. So I've got that, and then I'm going to play with this set called Elements of Text. It's a red rubber cling mounted stamp set, and it's got these two little stamps in here that do splatter. So do I want, okay, I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use Crumb Cake. And I need a piece to stamp off on, so let me grab something here. All right, so I don't want my ink to be full strength when I do this part. So I'm just going to stamp off once, and then I am going to come down here and do some splatter. And I'm going to come up here and do some. Oopsie, picked up an edge, that's okay. Let me see if I can kind of disguise it. Not perfect, but it's fine. Only you and I will know. I don't think whoever I give it to is going to say, oh, look. I really don't. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this one off. It's just random writing that you can't really even tell what it says. And I'm going to ink that up also in crumb cake. Like it. I went through all my stamps yesterday that had been current ones in the last catalog and stuff, and the last holiday catalog, and it left me with 9 sets that are now current. 9. So I am just going to make the best of it to play with what I have. All right, so now I'm going to tear around this piece. And when you're tearing, you want to, if you want the feathered edge to show, you kind of tear towards you. If you don't want the feathered edge to show, then you tear away from you. That's just in case you haven't been one to tear edges and you didn't realize that. I really like vintage or shabby chic. I like a lot of different styles within stamping, but vintage and shabby chic are 2 of my favorite. And I think this card today is sort of vintagey. All right, I should just quit putting away my crumb cake because I'm going to be using it. All right, so I'm just going to go around just the feathered edge, really, not take it in more into the stamped area. And I moved my stuff away because sometimes with sponges, no matter which kind you use, little pieces of the sponge will flake off. And with that ink, I've had cases where I brush it away and then it leaves inky marks on whatever it's landed on. So I didn't see any come off that time. And I just flung my little scissors off onto the floor. All right, now then, I think I'm not even going to ink it up anymore, but I think I'm going to just take it around slightly around the edge of this piece. I didn't do that on my practice piece, and I thought I kind of wished I would have. So I'll do it around this one. Now, I don't know how it's going to pick up on where the washi is. Not as much as it does, because that washi's kind of got a waxy texture. It's picking it up slightly, but not as much as just where the washi isn't. But it's enough that you can still tell that it's on there. Okay, let me pick my scissors up that I sent flying. There we go. All right. So I've got that ready. And now I have a piece, another piece of the vanilla that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And my leftover strip here. And I think what I will do is cut out, well, not cut, I'm going to tear this bigger spray of flowers here. You can decorate your envelope with some of this leftover stuff also. But I'm going to decorate the inside. Okay. So how do I want to put it on here? I'm just going to do that. And then let me find something for up in the top corner. I think I'll do this other little flower. I need to figure out how I'm going to store the leftover that I don't use, because I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm kind of thinking maybe I could put it on a page protector sheet or something. I could wrap it back on the roll, but then that would be weird because you'd have all these different pieces wrapped on, and if you wanted to get to just a big section, you'd have to pull all that off. So I don't really feel like that's an option to put it back on the roll. Excuse me. All right, let's put this one up here in the corner. Pretty. Okay, now I'm also playing with this set today, the Year of Flowers. So we've got the stamp set and the coordinating dies, which you can purchase in a bundle and save 10% that way. I want to put in sending you a floral hug. I think that is a really cute saying. Then I just have to find it in here. Here it is. This is going to be a really quick card today. All right, so now we can go ahead and get that put on the inside. So I heard that Scotch isn't going to be making these ATG guns anymore. That's a bummer. I mean, not that I need to buy another one or anything, but some of you might have had that on your wish list. So I guess if you do, you should probably get one before they're all gone. Okay, so there's the inside, very pretty. Okay, now let's do this. Actually, do I have enough room on here? I think I need to get me another little scrap of vanilla. That one will work. And I could see doing something like this for a junk journal too. All right, what flower do I want to use? I love the rose, but that's pretty. What's this? That's like a mum or a, I said peony. I know that's right. Not right. I think it's peony. I think that one might be pretty, and I haven't stamped that one yet, so let's do that one. And I'm going to stamp it with the crumb cake. Since I haven't stamped anything black on my card, I didn't want to go with black. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm thinking since this card, this strip has some of that pretty pink color there, let me just test it on a scrap here. I really want to use this color. I think that will work. And this is the strawberry, light strawberry slush. So I'm going to do this one. And I'm not even going to do any shading. These images are so small that I'm not going to do shading. Besides that, I tried to do some shading on these, and since I wasn't using black, they just kind of came out looking blobby, and I didn't like it, so I just decided to not do shading. All right, so there's that. And then for the green, and because this is so skinny, the stems, I am using the fine point on a Stampin' Write marker as opposed to a Stampin' Blend, because you've got this really fine tip here, and it makes it easier to get into those tiny little areas. Sorry, when I concentrate, I get quiet. My light is blinking. Can you see that flickering? What is going on? Oh, for heaven's sakes, I don't know why it's flickering like that. All right, so there is that. Coloring is done. Let me find the right die here to cut it out. Hi, Patty. So, oh, the release paper on stickers or parchment paper. Oh, I've got wax paper. I've got some parchment paper in my kitchen. That's a good idea. Good idea. I didn't think of that. Okay, so let me find. Okay, I think it's this one. All right, I'm going to run this through my machine real quick, and I will be right back. I'm going to talk about this for a minute since we were talking about wax paper and stuff. So I have gotten into glue booking and stuff like collaging, and this piece of like cardstock paper was on the back, like when you get a catalog in the mail or whatever, and it's shrink wrapped. This was, I think, in behind the catalog to just give it a little more sturdiness. And so I pulled it out and I thought, oh, I'll just use that to do my gluing on. Well, let me tell you, I don't know what's on the surface of this, but I'm talking about using a glue stick. I put my paper on here, use a glue stick, and it's almost like it on this, it dries instantly. And so when I take my next piece of paper over to put glue on it, I don't even have to worry about where I had glued before because it's already dry and it's not sticky. And so I have just been using it over and over and over. And I'm going to pay attention to any other catalogs or magazines, whatever, that I might get in the mail that come with a piece of that in there. I'm hoping I will come across another piece or two of this but so far this one, I just keep it where I know where it is and I don't accidentally throw it away and use it over and over because it is so perfect for that purpose. Okay, so got off topic, but I just wanted to mention that. Okay, let's see how this turned out. And you see the die for the flowers does not cut out the month name there, and I love that they did it that way. So all I have is my pretty little flower. Hi, BFF. Yeah, you were almost too late to join me. I was almost too late to join myself. We got too chit-chatty at car club, and finally I just said, I've got to go. And I didn't think I was going to make it home in time because the traffic today, for whatever reason, is hideous, and it's not even summer quite yet. I mean, I don't think, maybe school is out for some places, but it's not out here yet. But the traffic is, for being such a little town, we have big city traffic here. Because it's such a touristy town, and it is crazy. Okay, so I cut a piece of dimensional here to put down the stem. There we go. And then do I have any? Nope. So let me just, oh, I've already got some cut. I like to use up all my dimensionals and not let any go to waste. All right, so let me just get some adhesive on the back of this. I don't know what kind of cards you guys like to make or like watching. But I did hear someone comment on another video I was watching that their demonstrator only does easy cards. And the card I was watching happened to be like a pop-up card and stuff. So I'm curious what kind of cards you like to see. I like to do pop-up cards from time to time, but I think I tend to do ones that are not necessarily clean and simple. I don't think the cards I do fit that category, but they're not too difficult either, typically. Our neighbors across the street, unfortunately, are moving, so the moving truck is out there, and I don't know if you can hear Tula barking, but they can see what's going on across the street. So obviously I'm popping this piece up and I put plenty enough dimensionals on it, that's for sure. All right, I think I got it all. Make sure I don't have the writing upside down, although it's kind of hard to tell, but there we go. I think that's right. I'm just going to pop this into the middle. Now they're both barking. And the little flower, I think I'm gonna, my other one I put at an angle and I liked it like that. So I'm gonna put this one at an angle. And then we need something pretty to go on there. And I pulled these out. I used these on my first card, but since I used that strawberry, I was kind of thinking, let me slide these out and just see. These are all the new in colors, and these are called the 25 to 27 in color flat pearls. And they have an iridescence to them, and I think they are really pretty. And I think I'm going to go, ooh, the orange ones are pretty too on there. What color do I want to do? I'm going to go with the strawberry. And they come in 3 different sizes, so I'm just going to use one of each. I really like these. Pretty. So look at all that color you're using without even having to color. Eek! So if you're not a colorer, you might like this washi. Like I said, I wish that it came in more choices than just the floral, but the floral is really pretty, and it is called Extraordinary Flora Washi Tape. And I'm just going to grab my catalog so I can tell you how much it is in case you're interested, because I think it's towards the back here. And if it's not, I won't look through the whole catalog for it, but I thought it was towards the back here. Now they have those same flat pretty pearls that I just used. These are the 25 to 27 colors, and these are the 24 to 26 colors. So they have them in 2 color choices. And there we go with the washi. It's $15. But like I said, you get 10 yards. So you get a lot of it. 3 1/4 inches wide. Okay. So here is our card. Sending you a floral hug. And then here is the sample one I made. Oh, I put some Wink of Stella on the flower. Maybe I will add a little bit of that to this flower. This one I did the carnation. I'll have to look up the flowers of the month so that I know the right names for each flower. The sparkle doesn't usually show up on the camera, but maybe it does a little bit. It's pretty. And so inside this one, I couldn't have picked a better friend. And there's, so I used the same flowers, but you can see that it was a different color in that section of the, this one is the same, but those ones were different. And here's the difference in the sections that I used, because they change. So yeah, pretty. And I used those pretty sequins on this one, and these are the purple adhesive back sequins. So what do you think of that washi tape? I just think it's really pretty. All right, let me pull my little book over for story time. We're still in the grandmother's little mini book here. I'm not a picture-toting grandma, but my grandsons Tyler J. Phillips and Dean Phillips just happen to be the best-looking, smartest, best-mannered grandchildren in the continental United States, and you can throw in Canada and the Virgin Islands, and that's according to Abigail Van Buren. We all think that about our grandkids and our kids, I think. Forgiveness is the answer to the child's dream of a miracle by which what is broken is made whole again. What is soiled is again made clean, by Dag Hammers something. Hammers something. Okay. I was always happy at Granny Scarberry's home. She was a tiny woman with bright blue laughing eyes who was always fun to be with, and she showed my brother and me with a showered my brother and me with affection and attention. And that was Chuck Norris. Remember him, the actor that does the karate stuff? Yeah, my great grandma, we all called her little grandma. She was just tiny, and she had this very sweet, gravelly voice. She always carried a handkerchief, a cloth handkerchief, you know, and she would either have it tucked in her sleeve or under her watch band. And mostly she always had on a dress. And a lot of times those old-fashioned tie-up shoes, the kind of high-heeled shoes. This says teacher on the front of it, so I don't know if that's changing anything in our poems here, but it's still all about grandmothers. Every family has a historian. Often this role is filled by grandmothers. They explain our family trees, pass on our family traditions, and tell us tales of the old days with their many stories, crafts, recipes, and photo albums. Grandmothers weave a colorful tapestry of family life. In short, our grandmothers are human bridges between the past and the future. They teach us what is valuable about who we are and where we come from, in the hope that this knowledge will pass proudly from generation to generation. So many things we love are you. I can't, okay, let me read that again. That's what it says. So many things we love are you. I can't seem to explain except by little things, but flowers and beautiful handmade things, small stitches. So much of our reading and thinking, so many sweet customs, and so much of our religion. It is all you. I hadn't realized it before. This is so vague, but do you see a little dear grandma? I want to thank you. Anne Morrow Lindbergh. In the years since I began following the ways of my grandmothers, I have come to value the teachings, stories, and daily examples of living which they shared with me. I pity the younger girls of the future who will miss out on meeting some of those fine old women. And that was by Beverly Hungry Wolf. All right, I'm going to stop there. I think I'm going to have to get a different bookmark because my little sleeve edge here is not, it's kind of getting too short to hold my spot. Maybe I better stick a little piece of paper in there just in case. There we go. All right, well, thanks for being with me today. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this washi tape. And thank you, Marilyn, for the idea of taking it down the side of the card. I think it turned out really pretty. And, you know, you could use this as a border across the top of a card, down a page. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but you can certainly cut out all the different elements. Or, well, like I said, I prefer tearing them out because then the edges melt into your paper a little bit better than when you cut. This one I cut around it, and I don't know if you can see the edge. There, it's kind of showing up. But compared to the torn edges, you just don't notice them as much, for sure. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend ahead. Maybe you can do something crafty. And let me see what I've missed here on the comments. I did have a busy morning this morning. Oh, early Memorial Day tourists. I didn't think about that. You're probably right. The paper that the pop-ups, oh yeah, good idea. Good idea, Patty. That is great. I will save this and use that for the washi, the leftover washi pieces. Thank you. Thanks, Danita. Yeah, the dark green. This color is pretty peacock. It's kind of a really dark teal. Definitely fits the description of peacock, I think. All right. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.